All right, I just want to do a little introductory video on how to get Ethereum onto Sorare because people think it's complicated, but it seems a lot more complicated than it is. There's two really simple methods, which I'm going to show you immediately, and you can pretty much do yourself, and one a little more complex where you actually buy it on an external site and then transfer it in. I'll talk them all through the positives and negatives, but yeah, let's just get right into it. So here, the two options on the site immediately are MoonPay and Ramp. You can just click them. For example, if you click MoonPay here, you just type in exactly how much you want to spend, you confirm, you can set up an account, and it goes through your account, it goes through your credit card or your debit card, whichever one you're using. It's fairly simple, but I don't like it for its cost. Obviously, a middleman's going to take a fee, and you might not realize it at the time. It's slightly more expensive. It's exactly the same for Ramp, whichever one you want to choose, but I don't use those methods to top up. I buy directly from the exchange. You will need a MetaMask wallet for this if you haven't got one set up. There's so many online. I'd suggest doing that because you can use this for any crypto project, or going forward I'd see a lot more use coming for it, and if you do get stuck, it's the biggest wallet, it's the one everyone uses, so there'll be so many guides on different ways to help. So now you want to go out and buy your cryptocurrency. It really doesn't matter what exchange you use. You can use, I'm using Coinbase here, Pro Coinbase, just gets easier to use. You just go onto Ethereum, make sure you have an Ethereum ETH, not Ethereum Proof of Work or Ethereum Classic. Those are slightly different variants of Ethereum. You'll know you have the right Ethereum if it's the ETH version, right? Like I have here. I've got 0.84 of it. So if you want to withdraw it, you need to simply click withdraw, you'll be withdrawing ETH. Where are you going to send it to? A crypto address. How are you going to get your crypto address? This is when you come to MetaMask, you look at it, and then you're able to see right at the very top here what your account is. This is obviously personal to you. You don't need to keep it private. That's where people would send you money, for example, but it is specifically for your account. So if you copy that, and you can copy and paste it into the address bar and then just click use this address. It's going to be the same for any exchange you use, but the basics of it are get your address and copy it in. If you want to be really careful and prudent, you can read through every letter, every number to make sure they're the same. I would advise that, especially on your first time, but I've done this plenty of times. And then network. If you get a chance to choose either network, always pick Ethereum. It is like the main network, which everyone uses. You can't go wrong with that. I understand that I must use the Ethereum network because Sorare runs on the main Ethereum network. 99% of things you use will run on the main Ethereum network, especially as a beginner. So for example, I'm just going to send 0.025 as a test amount, and then I can just withdraw. So I've got two-step authentication just in case, say someone hacked into my account, they can't take all my crypto, so I'm just going to fill that in. So once you've filled in that, it will give you your withdrawal has started essentially, and it will take 14 network confirmations. So that's not helpful for anyone. Network confirmations depend on how many people are using the network at the time. But essentially, it shouldn't take more than a couple of minutes with Ethereum. If it does, I wouldn't worry about it. It's probably just because the network's quite busy, or there's a lot of people trying to do the same thing at the same time, essentially. So if you give it a couple of minutes, you'll be able to check your MetaMask here, and you'll see your balance goes up, right? So it's not in at the moment. It's been about 2 minutes now, and the money's already arrived. You can see my balance has gone up, so it's up to £32 now rather than £3 like it was before. So now if you go back to the Sorare site, you can go to where we were at the very beginning of the video, and the final option here is the advanced option to deposit ETH from an external address or an external wallet, which is your MetaMask. If you go down, you can either choose to do in sterling, right, or your local currency, so I could top up £25, or you could do it with Ethereum, so I could do 0.02, right? The problem with this that people might get confused with is immediately they want to put whatever they've put in to deposit. So if I show you how to do that, you'll click deposit and there'll be a screen come up saying essentially on MetaMask, are you sure you want to do this? Because obviously you need to permission your wallet. You don't want to give permissions to an external site. And then you can look down, it says insufficient funds. Now I have enough funds to deposit that amount, but you also need a gas transfer fee on top. Essentially, to move anything onto the blockchain, it's going to cost an extra fee. Just think of it like a processing or transaction fee like you'd have at a bank. And essentially the max amount of Ethereum you need now is 0.034. We only have 0.0281 as you know, so therefore it's not going to be possible. This might make it a bit easier for new beginners if you do it in sterling or your local fiat currency. Essentially you can just calculate it, but for this example I'll just do 0.023. Hopefully that works. Trial and error works fine. You can start a transaction and cancel it as many times as you want. So I'm still over because that would make it 0.289, so 0.02 should do it. The Ethereum gas fees are quite high. By the end of the year, hopefully they'll come down, and they also vary. So it depends how many people are putting transactions through the network at the same time. So obviously it's quite high at the moment, and I can finally deposit. Once you're happy, you can just confirm that transaction, and all of it should be moving to Sorare, it will then take about 2 minutes, enough essentially as long as it takes for the for the network to process this transaction. So you remember the balance is 332, and then if we wait a couple of minutes, we'll come back to it and see if it's there. So eventually you can see now the money has shown up. That is how you deposit on Sorare. Big benefit of doing that is that you can, once you've got your Ethereum, you can just, make offers and send offers to different managers. They might accept it. And then of course, it's so much easier to withdraw the money because you can just withdraw, you can click your wallet address, which you had before. And essentially you're doing the same steps in reverse. You'd copy that in and it works pretty much the same way. So I won't walk you through that. Hopefully this helped you. I understand it can be a bit confusing if it's your first time doing this, so please leave a comment below if you want me to help, or reach out on Twitter. My Twitter is simply AlexSR. Happy to help anyone with it, but trust me, it's a lot easier than it probably looks. All the best to you. Cheers.